What is up? Welcome on into Pickswise Playbook Thursday Night Football Preview Edition, presented by Superbook Sports. Lauren Jabara, Jared Smith, Tank Williams. We have the Ravens take it on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers Thursday night. The Bucks, 1.5-point underdogs. The total set at 45. The Ravens, they keep going, guys, back and forth between winning and then blowing a big lead late in games. They won against the Browns last week. Is that trend going to continue where they blow a late lead? The Bucks had a horrible loss to the bottom feeder of the Panthers, sans Christian McCaffrey last week. They were 2 of 12 on third downs, Tank. Do you think that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Tom Brady bounce back here in this spot against a Ravens team that's been really good one week and then blowing the lead the next week?
Honestly, I have no idea where in the hell to go with this game. Like, both of these teams are like so hard to figure out. Like the Baltimore Ravens, I mean, we talked about in like some of the earlier matchups where the Ravens are one of those teams that, regardless of who they're going to play, they're going to make it close. They're going to keep it interesting. It's going to come down to the end. And the Bucks are in the game against the Carolina Panthers, where we're saying like, oh, if there's going to be any get right game, it's definitely going to be against the Panthers. And then they get mollywopped. And so like, I really don't know what to expect from either one of these teams. Like, I do know that the Baltimore Ravens, Gus Edwards coming back, that run game looked okay. Like, he had 16 carries, 66 yards, 2 tubs. At least they were able to run the ball effectively in the red zone. I mean, the pass game really didn't come to life too much. Lamar hit a couple plays. They were able to take Mark Andrews out the game for the most part, which he should have a decent matchup against that Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense. On the flip side for Tampa Bay, like, they can't run the ball. They had some explosive plays in the pass game that, Mike Evans dropped one. I mean, so look at the Baltimore there. I mean, they can be had on occasion where you
Mm-hmm.
see a blow up game like the Miami Dolphins and things like that. So can we see that type of performance out of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Like, we could possibly. But if you could hear my boy in the background, he doesn't like the odds of that, and I don't
Yeah,
know if
he's
I do
crying
either. I
for
mean,
it.
this could be like an ugly game, another ugly Thursday night football game on Amazon Prime, where people are like, "Why in the hell do we have to watch this?" But at the same
Yeah.
time, we're just gonna stay glued to it. So, can I tell you who's gonna win this game? No. Can I tell you whether it's going to go over or under? No, because both of these teams can look just downright awful on offense, and both of these teams can look explosive as hell on offense. So honestly, I'm not going to tell you what to do with your money because I have no clue. I would just say, like, if you just into these
Mm-hmm.
teams, if you want to watch the GOAT, if you want to watch Lamar Jackson, like, hopefully they give us a good match. But honestly, I have no clue on where to go with this one.
Yeah, the Ravens right now scoring the sixth most points per game. The Bucks, they're averaging only 14 points per game over the last 3 weeks. Jared, can they get the offense going against a Ravens defense, or do the Ravens crush here?
Ooh. So there's a couple interesting things with this game. First of all, the push-pull in the market with this game has been fascinating. So our friends over at the Superbook, they wanted to make the Bucks a favorite here. And again, these are decisions, these are the discussions that they make in their risk room from week to week when they make look-ahead lines. They're really an originator of NFL lines. But when they open this line, the Bucks is a very slight favorite. The Sharps, which is kind of, in my opinion, the market, indicators of where that money is going to move, love Baltimore in this spot. And that's why we saw the line
Yeah.
flip to Baltimore as a slight favorite. So again, you can kind of see the dichotomy in the expert bookmakers thinking that this is a back against the wall spot for Tampa Bay and let's make the Bucks a slight favorite. Let's see what the market does. And the market very quickly told them that Baltimore was going to be the quote unquote sharper side here. What does that mean for the game? We'll see. I will tell you this. Lamar Jackson in his first 3 weeks has 12 touchdowns, either passing or running. And in his last 4 weeks, he only has 3 touchdowns. The decline in productivity is massive.
Real.
And I look at the other side too, the Bucks offense with Byron Leftwich calling idiotic first and second down running plays, despite the fact that the Carolina secondary and last week the Pittsburgh secondary had massive injuries. But hey, Byron, let's just run the ball into the line of scrimmage with Leonard Fournette a bunch of times and not utilize Tom Brady's arm, which physically has looked okay. Mentally, who knows where his head's at, but physically has looked okay with Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, all these weapons. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up. And that's besides the fact that the Bucks have faced the 6th easiest opposing schedule of defenses this year. So it's looked bad for Tampa against bad defenses. I would say the Baltimore defense is pretty good. So I wouldn't expect a ton of points in this game based on what we saw previous Thursday nights and maybe overall trend. But that being said, this again is one of those backs against the wall spots for Tom Brady. Really hard to bet against him in those particular spots, despite how bad it's looked. I agree with Tank. This game is a no play for me. The only angle I could give you is teasing the Bucs through both key numbers in a low total game. You get Tampa Bay from 1.5 to 7.5, and then you have to pair it with another game on Sunday. Maybe the Denver Broncos is one we gave you during our full Pickswise Playbook show. But that's really the only angle I have here. Both of these teams have had their warts. I think Tom Brady is a little more desperate, backs against the wall. And so maybe I would lean to the Bucs just based off that one thing alone.
We're all waiting for Tom Brady to figure it out this season, and so far he hasn't. Maybe that happens here in Week 8, but Baltimore is 8-2 straight up in the last 10 games against Tampa Bay. A little nugget to chew on there. Best of luck with your Thursday Night Football bets. This is Pickswise Playbook Thursday Night Football Preview presented by Superbook Sports. Go check out Pickswise Playbook for Week 8. We'll see you later.